I think, you know, like they saw it fit to do this doctorate of Black Stalin because I think the professor says that so much thesis and masters and, you know, so much people that got their degree and so much that only were quoting from Black Stalin, Black Stalin, Black man don't get nothing easy. We could make it if we tried. Run something. I really, you know, thank them and honor them.
Caribbean insight really is dynamite. Caribbean insight really super was spite. Caribbean insight enjoy day or night. Caribbean insight really is dynamite.
This is the movement of our people, our history, and our culture to the world.
1958, I decided, and you know, like after singing and maybe doing a little block singing, I decided professionally I would do it. I met this guy by the name of Successor, who was one of the men responsible for sort of bringing Brian on the scene too. And he started to work with me like from the middle of 58, you know, would take me around and see, would help me with lines and so on. And Palm 59, in a little hall called Good Shepherd Hall in St. Madeleine, you know, I saw that step on stage for the first time. Blakey, just like that, just like that. A night in San Fernando, he came to sing at the Empire Cinema, and my brother told him, look, my brother want to be a Calypsonian, sing something for me. I sang a song for him. He said, what you name? I said, I know name. He said, call yourself Stalin, boy. I originally started in the pan because this was my brother who really took care of me as a youth. But like somehow between that, you know, I did a little of dancing, a little of the poetry thing. And not until maybe I came across a guy by the name of Successor and Pretender did I realize, you know, this thing that I have, that I want to put out there in terms of the art and the culture, that Calypso is the medium that I should use to do it.
I just want to wish this gentleman, a mighty man, happy birthday. My friend, Black Stalin, Dr. Leroy Calliste, Stalin, black man, whatever you want to call him, he's amazing. And he has been so instrumental in my career and in my life. He has been my teacher, my instructor, the man that believed in me when nobody else wanted me around, the man that trained me to be a powerful Calypsonian. Stalin, I just want to say thank you. I want to say happy birthday. I want to say I will never forget all that you did for me. It's been a long time. He never owned a gun, but he died by one. This man, Martin Luther King, seen his sons, a gentleman of great capability, who never knew the meaning of the word enemy, but a man who devoted his life to fight that all American people could get civil rights. Words must be continued, although he is dead, so people don't forget the great things that Martin said. Leave your guns at home. Don't walk with weapons. Violence cannot solve the situation. We want the whites to know, believe wholeheartedly. We want them as our friends and not as enemies. That day he firmly went out on a limb when a reporter put this question to him: why must black Americans get civil rights? This was his answer to my delight. We tilled their cotton fields and gave their pockets more wealth. Had their babies, had them in the best of health. Took part in the Olympics, didn't care if we died, just to keep the stars and stripes flying high. Upheld democracy in and out of this land, from Japan to the foxholes of Vietnam. All this we did for America, so faithful and so true. Tell me why we can't eat in the same place as you. Oh, you can change my color, and I can change your mind. Imagine how the world would be if we all were blind. You can change my color, and I can change your mind. Imagine how the world would be if we all were blind. Yeah. He said, I have a dream, I have a vision, and this is what Martin made them to understand. In his vision, this is what we see. One day blacks and whites will be living happily. Little white children, little white children, walking the streets of America as friends. From the black hills of Dakota down to Mississippi, hand in hand in racial equality. So good luck, Mrs. King, our blessing to you. We wish you success in everything you do. Though it may take some time in a world of only sin, they must judge a man by his heart and not his skin. Remember, Martin said that time is nothing, but only how man used time could time then be something. So don't forget the song he made them say. We shall overcome someday. You're mine. Let me tell you something. I want to hear you sing it deep in my heart. I do believe we shall overcome someday. I believe it, I believe it. Keep the dream, oh, keep the vision. Let us all make the dream a reality. La, 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 la. Imagine how the world would be if we all were blind.
Look on the Bright Side was my particular song on the album. Why I chose to sing that song in Trinidad, especially in 1991, Trinidad had a very hard 1990, where, you know, Muslim thing, economy, devaluation and all this, IMF and all this other problem. And I was, you know, looking at it, and I sort of look at it this way. I said, look, the best way to sum everything up is to sort of tell the people, look on the bright side. You know, and I think all in all, this is what the whole thing is about. you know, sort of get it down into sort of small pieces then, you know, like. So we're looking on the bright side. And I think that all in all sort of take up everything that happened in Trinidad in 1990.
Times may be tough, life may be rough, but we must keep going. We're feeling the pain, yes, we keep holding strain, but we must keep fighting. Regardless of how it come, we just can't surrender. We got to keep moving towards a brighter future. We may never be always strong and fighting to stay on the ground. We must remember our day will come. While we appreciate the little life got to give, regardless what's the hurt, we must think positive. Look on the brighter side. Look on the brighter side. 'Cause I see a silver lining behind the gray cloud that passing. Look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. For the bright side is where we going. Oh.
Yes, we going down the road, but we must keep going. Like if we commit a crime and we keep serving time, but we must keep fighting. Remember they say that nothing lasts forever. One day is for the slave, one day for the master. So always keep your courage up. Don't allow confidence to drop. One day we'll be right there on top. So while we appreciate the little life's got to give, regardless what's the hurt, we must think positive. So look on the brighter side. Look on the brighter side. Because I see a silver lining behind the gray clouds we're passing. Look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. For the bright side is where we going. Oh. We keep falling down, but we must keep standing. It keep getting hot, like the pressure won't stop, but we must keep moving.
Everybody in life does have their little setbacks, but we just can't say that is that. Sit down and relax. Hear what tomorrow brings. Always slowly goes around. One day will come.
So while we appreciate the little life's got to give,
what is positive, we keep on singing. Look on the brighter side. Look on the brighter side.
Because I see a silver lining behind the gray clouds we're passing.
Look on the bright side.
Look on the bright side.
For the bright side is where we going.
Stalin, happy birthday to you. We love you.
Bright side.
10 years with Kitchener. You know, I started running Kitchener tent from something like 1967, and I finished doing it in 1976. I did 10 seasons MCing in Kitchener tent. And I mean, people who had been around Calypso would always say one of the baddest MC that I've seen in the business today, up to today, is Black Stalin. I've always said, you know, like when I sort of came into Calypso, I met some guys in the game that sort of took it from one point and sort of carried to another point where I was sort of able to pick it up at that point and carry it a certain distance. How far, Black Stalin don't know. But what I say is, while I'm around, I'm going to do the little that I could do until maybe someone of the youngsters, be it Marshall Montano or Inspector or Papa Das or somebody, sort of take it up and sort of carry it a little further on. This is all I could say. Again, the benefit, like Black Stalin experience, is to be shared between the youngsters, like I always do, be it workshop in Grenada, be it workshop in Antigua. I always sort of open to sort of teach the brothers and them.
I don't want to hear that same song again. If you sing the same song, I might go insane. Because it's a small, the same thing I'm hearing. That's how it's have a better day coming. Anyhow that I look around, I see the whole world heading for destruction. People committing crime and how they escape. They doing all that for the children's sake.
Better days are coming.
The line and the line and the line and the line.
Better days are coming.
Because we dying and we dying and we dying and we dying. Children, children, stop your crying. Better days are coming. Hey, get off, man. Bus workers run track, oil workers down tools.
Better days.
So your children can get bus to go to school.
Better days.
The electric people cannot agree.
Better days.
So no lights for your child to cram for CXC. Because two big man can sit down like man and try to resolve a situation. The power hungry look they carrying on and using the little children like Lord.
Better days are coming.
The line and the line and the line are we dying.
Better days are coming.
Because I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking. Children, children, stop your crying. Better days are coming. Wake up and shake up, man. 6 million for schools and 90 for bomb. 8 million for house and 60 for gun.
Better days.
That is the type of budget we're making.
Better days.
So get ready for this special days way coming. 18-year-old join a military to kill 18-year-old that they never see. That is the type of preparation it takes to live in this beautiful promised land.
Better days are coming.
They coming and they coming and they thieving and they lying.
Better days are coming.
Because I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm looking. Children, children, stop your crying. Why? Better days are coming. If a better word is their sole intention.
Better days.
I don't want it in words, I want it in action.
Better days.
My son mustn't live in fear of no madman
Better days.
who will pick up no gun and cause no destruction. Remember, what is not told to the old and aching would be revealed unto babes and suckling. Keep on line and do when you do, but one day the truth will Think of it.
Better days are coming.
The line and we dying and it's fading.
Better days are coming.
Cause I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking. Children, children, stop your crying.
Better, better days are coming.
Cause they're lying and we dying and they coming and they're lying and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm looking. Better, better days are coming. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's all happening where? On CITV, where knowledge grows and culture flows.
To celebrate the birthday of my dear friend Leroy. Oh, you may know him as the Black Stalin. Leroy boy, I see you make doctor. I see you do big things, boy. Congratulations. I remember our times, boy. In Mirama nightclub, in the Rock, in San Fernando, in Kitchener Calypso Review.
Hey, I'm Kenny Phillips, and you're tuned into Caribbean Insight, keeping the culture alive.
4 times Calypso monarch. My friends, they say no skylark. I tell you my mind, I remember when you win in 1979. I know that all you might say this is weird, but before, he used to be a bald head. Yes, man. And on that occasion, he became a Rasta, he revealed to this nation.
This is going to nearly like 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah. Rastafarian about 5 years before I won my first scrum. I think the first time the people in the country knew that I was Rastafarian was 1979.
Right.
Within my first scrum. So.
It's 400 years now and over. All them superpower tried to invade Africa. Yes, they went down there with all the lost and the great. But okay, how they try, they still can't succeed. And they kill and keep killing. But the more that they kill, the more they see coming. But when they try and they can't make done with Africa. They just pack up the bag and they gone to the land. Boy, the more Africans they gone down. The more Africans we come. The more warriors that they kill. They kill Juju. They kill Zulu. They kill Mozi. They kill Swansea. Matambele. See more warriors that they gone down. We get back Mozambique so easy. Zimbabwe and Angola already. And if it's one thing I know now and never, Namibia and South Africa round the corner. And it's one bomb they drop on Hiroshima, and they get the whole of Japan to surrender. And in 200 years on the red cloud the reservation, but in 400 years they can stop you Africa. Yeah, the more Africans they gone down, it's the more warriors we come. The more warriors that they kill, it's the more they keep them instead. They kill Juju, they kill Zulu, they kill Ashanti, they kill Watusi, Matambele. The more warriors that they gone down. They deal with the Munga long ago. they deal with Mokoya and Steve Biko. Yes, they keep killing leader after leader. But don't care how much they kill, Africans won't surrender. But how come these same people want to tell me Africans say they have no unity? But I know they may say and some they may say I'm mad. But one day Africans will be living under one flag. Why?
The more Africans they go down, it's the more Africans will come. The more warriors that they kill, it's the more you see coming still.
They kill Juju,
More
they
come,
kill Zulu,
more come,
they kill Bende,
more
they
come,
kill Togo,
more come,
Asanto,
more
they
come,
kill Togo.
more come,
See more Africans that they gone down.
more come, more come.
Listen. Yes, them have the gun, them have the bomb. Yes, them making all the nuclear weapons. And if it's one thing I know that I could bet, no African never invent no bomb as yet. So they kill and keep killing. But the more that they kill, the more they see coming. Listen! But the words that the old witch doctor said. But in 200 years they can stop you, Africa.
The more Africans they come down, is the more Africans will come. The more warriors that they kill, is the more you see coming
They
still.
kill Juju,
More
they
come,
kill Zulu,
more
they
come,
kill Togo,
more
they
come,
kill Asanto,
more come,
Ashanti,
more come,
Watuse,
more
they
come,
kill Zulu,
more
they
come,
kill Ashanti,
more
they
come,
kill Watuse,
more come,
Batambele,
more come,
Batambele,
more come,
Kipalili,
more come,
kill Ashanti,
more come,
kill Watuse.
more come, more
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I have always seen Calypso like a Calypsonian, like that old African storyteller that sort of going from village to village, sort of carrying the word. Even today, I always like to see myself, you know, most singers, Calypsonians say, well, we're going to a show or go to a country to do a show. Black Stalin like to see it, like when I, you know, on tour, I always like to see like I sort of service in the communities. You know, like sort of carrying the word even more than a show, like how some people would see it. And I think, you know, that we live in, you know, in the serious world here today, as always, because our history will tell you that we never really had it that easy. It's been years of fighting and fighting to sort of put our things together and get ourselves back to weak. And I think in all, you know, as I said before, the role of the Calypsonian is the storyteller, the educator. So I think, you know, like you should always sort of keep it on that serious note.
1983, my fans beg for a favor. I decide to please them, so I write the soca. Last year they come back with a different story. They said they want something smutty about Gino Dorothy. Now on your fans, I know your future depend. So I sit down to write this smut only to please them. But as I take out my pen and my piece of paper and I write out the first verse, listen what I remember. Oil money come and oil money go, but poor people remain on the pavement and ghetto. So when Mr. Divide and start to divide the bread equally, man I go in and finish the whole damn Calypso about Dorothy. How I jam she and she jam me. How we back, blood and we roll back. But once my people keep fighting for an equal share of the cake, wait Dorothy, wait Dorothy, wait. take up the challenge just to prove to the lot. I decide to show them I, Stalin, could write a smut. But it's Dorothy woman who come down to the island, and we happening with Bachi when we come on the steel band. Look, I done hire to gal to put on some short thing. What's to come on stage and show how Dorothy moving? What is the wrong thing I doing? Suppose I strike up the first note, and then Jaja punish me with a stroke in my one throat. Because the Ku Klux Klan office still Alabama, and in Brixton, England, my people still under pressure. So anytime I see that South Africans are free, when I go in and finish the whole damn Calypso about Dorothy, how I jam she, and she jam me. How we back, we back, but then we roll back. But once my people keep fighting, and so much children lives at stake, wait, Dorothy, wait, Dorothy, wait. Passing to London, you're sure to hear it. They just call Calypso music, wrong music. They say all entertainers, so they're using we culture just to help we people build a better future. In this world today of nuclear and revolution, the Calypso man still singing about rum and woman. But I just making sure when they run in their big mouth, it's the Black Stalin music that they're talking about. Because them politicians still can't form a federation. All them meetings they holding, Caribbean people still suffering. So anytime I see a Caribbean unity, man I go in and finish the whole damn Calypso about Dorothy. How I jam she, and she jam me. How we back, and we roll back. But once my people suffering with so much children lives at stake, wait, Dorothy, give me the chorus, give me the chorus. So I jam she, and she jam me. Oh, we back, and we roll back. But once my people keep fighting for so much children lives at stake, wait, Dorothy, wait, Dorothy, wait. Thank you very much.
You know, I sort of learned my lesson from the early school, where much of the guys who has been sort of pioneering the art up to a certain level. And I had the honor of maybe sharing stage with people like Spoiler and Pretender and Kitchener. And I think, when you sort of grow up between these guys and you sort of learn your lesson from them, I think you sort of learn it the right way. And they always sort of show you where in this form, you should never sort of achieve all your goals. You should always leave a few hanging outside there to go to. And I think it's so important that, when you keep going further and further and you keep not achieving that goal, but keep setting different, goals to go at. And I think maybe this is what keep Black Stalin going for all these years.
Anytime you bounce up a racist and you hear them running them out, it have a whole set of people don't care what they talking about. See, a racist is someone living happy and all their family doing well. So race talk is really not for people in the ghetto catching hell. Tell them racists sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrates from where and who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country, and sufferers don't care who from town. Sufferers only want to know where the next food coming from. Brian,
And I've gone down by the 10 days, yeah.
And what happened there, Brian?
Girl, it's all kind of race of people. They line up down there with the ID card. Or visit my village called Alparo.
Tell me so.
Where they get no water for years. People don't study race, they are studying their color. But with a bucket, they don't shedding tears. So we go tell them racists, sufferers don't care about color.
They don't care.
Sufferers don't care
About the race. Sufferers don't care.
who migrate from where or who living in who place.
Not at all.
Sufferers don't care who from country.
Sufferers don't care who from downtown.
Sufferers only want to hear what?
Where the next food coming from. Visit the General Hospital,
And what you?
and I'm sure that you will be shocked.
Why?
It's so much different face of people line up waiting on the dump, or pay a visit to the AIDS ward where they ain't find no cure as yet. People don't know the race, they don't know the color. All they know is that they're facing death. So let me hear you, sufferers.
Don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race.
No way, sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers
Don't care who from country.
eh,
Sufferers don't care who from town.
eh, what do you want to know? Sufferers only want to hear.
Where the next food coming from?
Right here is right. A racist is someone who has something they want to protect.
So they will keep on talking, or let's set a race talk until the day of the death.
That's true. But poor people, you see, we have nothing. We don't know where we next meal coming from.
So I want you to go and tell all them set of racists that suffering makes us one. So we go tell them racists, sufferers don't care about color. We go tell them, and sufferers don't care about race. What?
The sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from town. Let me hear everybody. Sufferers only want to hear where the next food coming from.
CITV is your one-stop shop for culture. So share it. Hit me off a like with some fire and some flames. But most of all, subscribe. Why? Because it's the fuel that keeps the cultural revolution moving. So while you make your free commitment, I'll do this.
I'm telling you how to survive. I make the mistake and say 4, but it's really 5. 5 times that the man win the crown. and you know that he control tongue. Black man come out to party in time. This is songs he do for we, and he had his Savannah in a Francine, my friend, in 87 when he sing Bun Them.
This is a golden treasure. For the first time, we can look back at this man's great contribution to the Calypso art form.
Wow! Well, this is Bunchy Garden.
I'm the Lord Kitchen.
This is Denise Saucy Belfon.
This is KMC.
My name is Barry Sam.
This is Marshall Montano.
And I hope you will do as I do. Keep listening to them.
Caribbean inside. Caribbean inside. Caribbean inside. Please check Caribbean inside.
You know, I have a beautiful family home, a loving wife and some beautiful youths, doing well in school. I got a youth, you know, and I think they make me happy the way we live, and I think that is one success. Then, you know, from my youth, I started on this singing thing, and I'd always hope one day that maybe you could put Black Stalin name on a poster and somebody would buy a ticket. And I think today it's happening, and I think in life I'm really pleased.
A pleasant good evening to everyone. This one is for my grandfather, Dr. Leroy Calliste, the Black Stalin. We seem to think that life is over just because we throw a few pennies down the gutter. We seem to think that all is lost, and we go fight back to get it back at any cost. But while we fighting and we fighting just to get back that little something, we forgetting we know nothing of this world in which we live in. Someone greater put this world together, so we must remember. In times of plenty, we must be grateful. In times of sorrow, we must be strong. In times of plenty, we must be thankful. 'Cause life really has its ups and its downs. Ups and downs. In times of disaster, we must be ready to do what? To get up and move racism out the way. And if you listen to these watchwords from your lover, Black Stalin, tomorrow would be a better day for you and you. In a world with 4 seasons, and who is we to try and find out the reason? What goes wrong so must come back around so, and why is that so? Nobody don't know, but there are so many other mysteries that nobody can answer. So it's best we head up and keep shooting for the future. You see, this world is not yours to control, it's just to behold. In times of plenty, we must be grateful. In times of sorrow, we must be strong. In times of plenty, we must be thankful. 'Cause life really has its ups and its downs. Ups and downs. In times of disaster, we must be ready to get up and move racism out the way. And if we listen to these watchwords from your lover, Black Stalin, tomorrow would be a better day for you and you.
A better day.
You see this world that we live in, I'm sure by now you know that this world owes us nothing. So live your life and just enjoy it, and let we leave this world better than we found it. You see the creator of this world, with nobody have no contract, and there's no paper that you sign guaranteed yesterday's going to come back. Look ahead, for tomorrow you're dead. After all is said, in times of plenty you must be. In times of sorrow you must be strong. In times of plenty we must be grateful, 'cause life really has its ups and its downs. Ups and downs. In times of disaster we must be ready to get up and move racism out the way. And if we listen to these watchwords from your lover, Black Stalin, tomorrow would be a better day for you and you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Leroy Calliste. Kevin!
We seem to think that life is over just because we throw a few pennies down the gutter. We seem to think that all is lost, and we go fight back to get it back at any cost. But while we fighting and we fighting just to get back that little something, we forgetting we know nothing of this world in which we live in. Someone greater put this world together, so we must remember. In times of plenty we must be grateful. In times of sorrow we must be strong. In times of plenty we must be thankful, 'cause life really has its ups and its downs. Ups and downs. In times of disaster we must be ready to get up and move racism out the way. And if we listen to these watchwords from your lover, Black Stalin, tomorrow would be a better day for you and you and God.
Black Stalin find really in this time that like too much black man only killing black man, and everybody keep telling me that some freedom around the corner. So maybe by that time when it reach me, go no black people around, because that's all what happening. Be it South Africa, be it New York, be it in the Caribbean. So we want to deal with, that's one of the subjects we want to deal with.
Always you can make a mistake, and who is I can make one too. Why the hell I can't get you irritated and make it up with a I love you. I love you. But when you start to do all these things, woman, you know that's a different thing. After putting in so much energy to help to build this family, you you're backing out of your responsibility. You see, my thing is that your thing is that you thing. I think for years you and I been feeling. It's just a little of your sweat, woman, my sweat, that we rub up together and make life love sweeter. Don't make more than ever. I know nothing can tell me that how to build this family. It's going to be easy, so that we can split up now. I said to do that we must be cracked, or we go reach the river Jordan and then turn back. No woman, we can't turn back. No woman, we can't turn back now. We done make one vow, we can't turn back. No woman, we can't turn back now. We can't turn back now. We done make one vow, we can't turn back now. Check how much years that are working part-time. Just last year they make me permanent. We stick together all through them hard times. Now look, today we got a few cents. Check how much mornings we wake up hungry, but we maintain we love and we dignity. So those big bad vibrations from people or institution stop this love journey that we started on. You see, my thing isn't your thing, it's a youth thing. I think for years you and I keep building. It's just a little of your sweat, woman and man, that we rub up together just to make life sweeter for we son and daughter. And nobody never tell we that how to build this family. It's going to be easy, so that we can sit back now. I said to do that we must be cracked, or we go reach the river Jordan and then turn back. No woman, we can't turn back. No woman, we can't turn back now. We done make one vow, we can't turn back. No woman, we can't turn back now. We can't turn back now. We done make one vow, we can't turn back now. Let me hear for this one, huh? Yeah? Check how much years that we started planting. Just now we get to the open. All together is that we growing. To know that you come out on the feeling. But one hand can never do all the clapping. Clapping, you know, is a two-hand thing. After years of praying together for we to bless from the master, how could we just let Satan take over? You see, your thing, woman, I think, is them youth thing. I think for years you and I keep building. It's just a little of your sweat, woman, I sweat, that we rub up together just to make life sweeter for we son and daughter. And nobody ever tell we that how to build this family. It's going to be easy, so that we can sit back now.
reach the river Jordan and then turn back. No woman, we can't turn back. No woman, we can't turn back now. We done make one vow, we can't turn back. No woman, we can't turn back now. We can't turn back now. We done make one vow. Thank you very much. Love you, Black Stalin. Love you. Yeah.
It's important. It's important now more than ever. Why I keep using this word, this Caribbean, that Caribbean people need to understand this. I mean, we have seen it that the only way that you could succeed is with a unity. Come on, Europe, get together. 7 or 8 million people in the Caribbean, we can't get together and deal with it. And everybody know once you stay loose, nothing going to happen. So what you have is a whole set of craziness going on in the Caribbean. $1 American is $117 in Guyana, and $1 American is $15 in Jamaica, and $1 American is $2 in Barbados. And I said things happening that's not progressive at all for Caribbean people.
Hail, 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 Mr. Panmaker. I hereby appoint you as Silvan Savior. Don't you know the whole future of this steel pan? Yes, it lies in you, the pan maker hand. It is you who must build the steel pan industry. But standardization is a must, you would agree. Because the secret of making steel pan is you alone must know. And you must carry that with you anywhere you go. So you must know how many grams of steel it would take to make a base pan. Or what is the degree of heat you need to burn at in a pan. Or what is the size of the rubber to meet a high single tenor. These are the facts that you must have on lock and cover. So let them pirates keep the drum. Let them wreck the skill of the man. Must wrap up inside a we hand go be the secret of me. Hail, 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 Mr. Panmaker. Forget about road march and panorama. It is you who got to make this steel pan. And the competitors who must fight over competition. So you can't study about no judges and score sheets. It is you who must put the industry on its feet. Because long before panorama, which steel pan was still around, and steel pan go still be here even when that gone. So you must know how many grams of steel they go take to make a base pan. Or what is the degree of heat you need to burn a cello pan. Or what is the size of the rubber to meet a high single tenor. These are the facts that you must have on lock and cover. So let them pirates keep the drum. Let them wreck the skill at the man. But wrap up inside a we hand go be the secret of me. Hit me! Ooh! Yeah, that's there we go. Hail, 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 Mr. Panmaker. It's time for scientists and professor. The time is right now more than ever. For we to get the pan down on paper. So they could start sending oil in plastic container. before we done, have we still mill to take over? And we could walk about the place and beat the chest like we bad and tell the world pan belongs to Trinidad. So remember how many grams of syllable takes to make a bass pan. Or what is the degree of heat you need to burn and send a pan? Or what is the size of the rubber to beat a high single tenor? These are the facts that you must have on a lock and cover. So let them pirates keep the drum, let them wreck the skill and the man, but wrap up inside our hand. The secrets are made.
When you get out of the Caribbean especially, the only form of identity you really have is your culture. You know, and I think more than ever now where Calypso has become a total Caribbean thing. You know, I remember a few years ago it was maybe just a thing for Trinidad. Now we have, I mean, like when you look at Barbados and you check from Sharma to Gabi, I mean, and in this time where like Barbados have something like 5-6 heavy Calypsonian representing them all over the world, you know, whether it be Red Plastic Bag, Ras Island, Gabi, Grinder. You look at St. Vincent and you come up with Beckett and, you know, Winston Soso. You look at Grenada, you come up with Inspector, Jamo and Wizard, and you look at how it's shaping the Caribbean now. I think we you know, it's very serious here now, because we got that whole Caribbean community to sort of give us this lift that we need. And I think, you know, like we were saying a while ago, that the only way that Calypso could reach international, that we would like to see it, is when we get the support of our communities. And I think, you know, like especially in North America here, as we know, it's a country of communities. and you must have the backings of your community. And now that we have Calypso music sort of extended throughout the Caribbean, where so much beautiful things happening, I think like that respect is there now. I think they should really take us serious.
You walk around and say you love Calypso, but he only sees you one time a year. You claim say you'll never let him go, but when the man indeed you are never there. And anytime the one season comes around, all he gets is abuse and criticism. If you call that love that you're speaking of, he said that kind of love he could do without a doubt. You see, this part-time loving is not for me. I'm a full-time lover, not no part-time joker. If in January you smell lover, come on and be the same in September. I'm a full-time lover, not no part-time joker. You see, the part-time loving does always flop, and I don't want no half-picked-up. You see, the only way my music go reach somewhere is when you love me all the way. I so turn and say, the only way my music go reach out there is when you love me all the way. Give me the back one. In Trinidad and Tobago I was born. You even label me a true opposition, but somehow you keep treating me with scorn. For as the one season's over, you go again with your foreign lover, leaving me to beg you night and day some other music to give me a play. Well, I said no way, because this part-time loving is not for me. I'm a full-time lover, not no part-time joker. If in January you smell lover, come on and be the same in September. I'm a full-time lover, not no part-time joker. You see, the part-time loving does always flop. I don't want no half-picked-up. Why? You see, the only way my music go reach out there is when you love me all the way. I so turn and say, the only way my music go reach out there is when you love me all the way. I am you and you are I. You even label me a true opposition, yet you keep treating me with scorn. Damian, for I see one season over, you call again with your foreign lover, leaving me to walk all around town for some other music to lead me around. Well, I say that's wrong. Sing, you see this part-time loving is not for me. Well, you say I'm a full-time lover, not no part-time choker. Cause if in January you's my lover, come on and be the same in September. I'm a full-time lover, not no part-time choker. Because the part-time loving does always love. I don't want no half-victim. Why? Because the only way my music will reach out there is when you love me all the way. I so turn and say, the only way my music will reach out there is when you love me. Golo, golo, golo. So here what?
It's only happening where? On CITV. And I'll be right back with much more.
But I telling you now, this is my belief. In 88 I feel that the judge is thief, because the man come and sing real good. He did the job as he really should. You know, I am making fun. That year he should have successfully defended the crown. He should have win this no mama guy. That year when he sing, we could make it if we try.
I'm the Lord Kitchen, and having a wonderful time here with Caribbean Insight. I think it's a wonderful organization, and I hope you will do as I do, keep listening to them.
How could Kitchener influence you? And Kitchener sings road march and bouncy type songs, and you don't do it. But I think this is the genius about Kitchener as a teacher. In all the years, what Kitchener taught me was how to make a good calypso. He never tried to interfere with what you're singing. He always tried to make sure that it's well finished. And all the years I sang with Kitchener was good years. From 1967 when I met him, I was in the final. 1968, won the North Cross. In 1969, Martin Luther King run-up. 1970 run-up. I mean, and all the years, just like Kitchener's guidance. He never sing the type of songs that I sing. Maybe one or two he would do with them. But he keep demanding that you a well-finished calypso. And I think 10 years from Kitchener is what did the magic.
Stalin remind me of a lawyer pleading with a judge to win a case.
When I heard Stalin, I knew he would be successful. When I heard him first, I knew that he was a Calypsonian. Well, his mannerism, his style, his voice, I knew that this fellow is a Calypsonian. His accent, and the way in which he puts over song, I knew that he came to stay.
Calypso together, cricket together, mass together, steel band together, and the politicians not together. I think they're the only backward people in the Caribbean.
Woman, you black man balling. I can't take no more. Woman, you black man chanting. Oh, my body song. And then I hear a beautiful voice, the voice of Tomica Darius say something like this.
Black man, you got to keep on pushing. We struggled for too long. So come and hold your
freedom song.
And the freedom song goes something like this. We vow to fight together for our rights, to grow a family free and healthy, and we must stick together in any kind of weather, giving praise to the Creator, Jaja forever. Play, Joey, play. Yes. Woman, you black man balling, all my vision block. Woman, you black man saying and I saying and I saying and I saying and I saying, I'm feeling to back up.
Backing up is not the answer.
So what we gonna do? We vow to fight together for our rights, to grow our family, how? Free and healthy, and we must stick together in any kind of weather, giving praise to the Creator, Jaja forever. Oral Rajigans, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man. Woman, these blows are taking all my body soft. Woman, you black man saying and I saying and I saying and I saying and I saying, just can't take no more.
Black and we got to keep on going. Forget the tents and rules, and then we keep on pushing. What more we got to lose?
We vow to fight together for our rights, to grow our family free and healthy, and we must stick together in any kind of weather, giving praise to the Creator, Jaja forever. Where Joey? We love you, Black Stalin.
Ooh.
Woman, you're black man legend. You must have no fear, regardless of the going. I'll always be there.
Black man, there is no other place I would rather be than together with my black man, running the land so free.
Sing it! We vow to fight together for our rights, through our family, free and healthy, and we must stick together in any kind of weather, giving praise to the Creator. Jaja, Jaja, Jaja.
A Born Right Here, performed by Cecilia Salazar, reprising her role as Jean Miles from the acclaimed play Miss Miles, the Woman of the World, written by Tony Hall featuring Cecilia Salazar. This calypso, A Born Right Here, was written by Dr. Leroy Calliste, the Black Stalin for Jean Miles. And she performed it in 1971 in Lord Kitchener's Kaiso Review. Black Stalin graciously added the last verse for Cecilia to perform this calypso in 2015 as Jean Miles in the Barrack Yard Tent Experience. Black Stalin, we are forever grateful.
Citizens! Thank you. I'm so glad to be back here today. Thank you. On this auspicious occasion, plenty people vex and with me they mad because I exposed the gas station racket in Trinidad. But all of them who hate me make them understand this woman you see is a patriotic woman, because I born right here and I grow right here, and to talk out loud, man, I have no fear. Everybody see what they do to me, simply because I love my country. Yes, citizens, I done that already. I love everybody. People in this country just hate this woman because she spilled the beans in front of the commission. But tell all of them this woman stand for honesty. I don't want no damn corruption in my country, because I born right here, hey, and I grow right here. And to talk out loud, man, I have no fear. Everybody see what they do to me, simply because I love my country. Yes, The Black Stalin, this bus is for you, boy. Thank you. It is really so sad here in Trinidad with corrupted people like they're going mad, robbing the taxpayers' money every day, and so much of people have nothing to say. But you're born right here
Calypso was never in trouble. We never hear that this year we ain't have Calypso because Calypsonian ain't have money to go in the studio. We always find this thing going because it's a living thing. It's more culture than an art form. It's a living thing, you know, and we're always going to have these things happening. You're going to always find, I mean, since we long before we born, Calypso singing, and we can dead and leave it singing because it's a whole way of life.
Today in the world, Babylon in trouble. There'll be a total destruction to the concrete jungle. I shall stay on Mount Zion and listen to rumble when Babylon start to tumble.
Oh Jaja, oh Jaja, oh Jaja, oh Jaja. One day soon Babylon will fall.
Jaja say, soon one day Babylon will be.
One day soon Babylon will fall.
It might be today, it might be tomorrow, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. Too much corruption, too much fornication. Take one and give it through my inspiration.
Oh Jaja, oh Jaja, oh Jaja, oh Jaja. One day soon Babylon will fall.
Jaja say, soon one day Babylon will be.
One day soon Babylon will fall.
I see the falling of the Babylon Empire. I see the rising of the Lion of Judah. Meanwhile, I got to get me the water. I got to be clean for my master.
Got to be clean for my master. Oh Jaja, oh Jaja, oh Jaja, oh Jaja. One day soon Babylon will fall.
Jaja say, soon one day Babylon I go pay.
One day soon Babylon will fall.
The system would fall with its denomination, with its scientific forces and false education. Mercy shall be shown on Mount Zion, but Babylon shall be crushed by the claws of the lion.
Oh Jaja, oh Jaja, oh Jaja, oh Jaja. One day soon Babylon will fall.
Jaja say, soon one day Babylon I go pay.
One day soon Babylon will fall. 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 One day soon Babylon will fall.
When we look at Black Man Feeling the Party, and most people seem to think, well, okay, it's a party song, and I really care to say it's a social commentary. I mean that when we look at, you know, you're down in a party and you're having a good time, and yet you find all that seriousness about keeping your family together, bringing out the wife and sort of paying compliments to the fine things that she has done to sort of keep the family together and all that. I think, you know, I was able to sort of wrap everything up inside of there. So I think between all that seriousness, there's this bit of humor about Black Stalin, then sort of wrap up inside of the lyrics.
Last year I sing, I say I take it, my wife to party. People vex like hell, cause I say my wife was not their beauty. So the next weekend on the papers, them boys start writing how they trying to tell the world is what that the black man singing. So before them report that with the current more jeopardy. Not me to sing again about not more party. But my fans and them around the world listen to what I have to say. Anywhere that I go, anywhere that I pass, they keep falling out. No way. No, this party can't done. Black man, your fans have been fun. Black man, German, not I want this party can't done. Say, so come with it. Your fans want the party. Come with it. Sing my soca song. Come with it. It's you make me roll back. All year long. Come with it. Your fans want to shake up. Come with it. Sing my party song. Come with it. It's you make me boogie woogie all night long. Percentages, raise it. Happy birthday, black man. Listen. My fans and them, they turn and say like it's joke you're making. They say we love your champ, so let's keep on jamming. Don't stop, black man, yes we love your music. Don't let no reporter man now come in here and stop it. Now you sing and try to bring the whole Caribbean together. Yes, you try to make a better life for the elders. Yes, you sing and try to make so much other people's dreams come true. It's time that you realize that party people is people too. No, this party can't done. Black man, your fans having fun. Black man, German, not a one. German, not a one. Your fans want to shake up. Feel my soca song. It's you make me wind up. So come with it. Your fans want to break up. Feel my soca song. It's you make me boogie all night long.
To, you know, pinpoint any particular moment, because I think, you know, like maybe something happened, I didn't too like it the way it went down, and I sort of went home and I sort of think about it, and while thinking about it, is here will come the idea, you know, and I sort of learn how that if it come along again, how to deal with it. And I think when, you know, through life, when you're looking at things in that direction, I think you don't have a dull day. So I think, you know, can't pinpoint any particular day. I think all in all, it was a beautiful career.
Dr. Leroy Calliste, I want you to know, take this comment from the mighty lingo. Every year I appreciate your contribution, and you wouldn't believe you have been an inspiration. Just because I cannot see, you won't believe how much you motivated me. I'm telling you the truth, this ain't no skylark, especially since you were a great friend of Lord Almanac.
I hope you have enjoyed the trip. Remember to subscribe to keep the cultural revolution alive. According to Stalin, stand up for something or you will die for nothing. I'm Lady V. Take care of yourselves and each other, and thank you for watching.
Francine.